It's time for a Honda quick tip. Let's get to it. Quick tip video on aftermarket parts on Hondas. Now, in a perfect situation, we would just use all OEM parts like this right here. But, you know, that can get pretty expensive. Especially as these vehicles get older, the cost effectiveness on going with OEM parts it doesn't justify it. And as these vehicles get older, sometimes these parts are hard to find. You can't get them anymore. So what I like to do is, when I can, if I'm not going to use OEM parts, which I love using OEM parts, but like I said, they can be expensive, I try to go with manufacturers that make parts for Honda. Like in this case, Hitachi makes mass airflow sensors for them. So here is a mass airflow sensor that I put in another vehicle made by Hitachi. So I do things like that. Bando makes OEM belts, and so when I can, I use Bando belts instead of the actual Honda ones. Same thing with NGK spark plugs, and they make not only spark plugs for Hondas, but they make oxygen sensors under the NTK brand. But I like to use NGK and NTK. Denso makes stuff for Honda. Here's a coil out of a Honda, and here is the replacement made by Denso. And this is a Denso compressor, AC compressor. They make AC compressors. So Denso makes a lot of stuff on Honda, so I like to use them when I can. Akebono makes brake parts for Honda. So these are Akebono ProAct brake pads that are going to go on a Honda. So this is what I like to do. I like to try to find the manufacturers that make stuff for Honda, and I try to use their aftermarket version. Can't always do that, but when I can, I like to do that. As far as parts that are not made by the manufacturer for Honda, Centric, I like their premium brand of rotors, so I definitely like them. I like Felpro if I don't use the OEM stuff for gaskets and things like that. TYC, here's a blower motor assembly. Here's an AC condenser for TYC. There's a cooling fan assembly, so I like TYC for things like that. So you can see that I definitely, have certain manufacturers that I like to use in addition to the Honda parts. Can't forget KYB for struts and shocks. I like to use them. So those are some of the things that I do. I try to find good brand name products that I can use, and then I keep using them. I try to stay away from the really low budget stuff that you find on eBay, because typically if it fixes your car, and maybe it won't, but if it does, it's probably not going to last 2 or 3 months, and you'll be doing it again. And then typically you're going to buy more expensive stuff, and it costs you more in the end. So I'd rather, buy a little bit better quality stuff to begin with if I can't go with OEM, and usually that fixes it for quite a long time. Anyway, that's what I do as far as aftermarket parts for Hondas. You can let me know what you do in the comments, and as always, if the video helped you out, you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.